Call to order the meeting of the Chicago Board of Election Commissioners for Tuesday. Tuesday, what is today? Tuesday, December 8th, thank you. Wow. Tuesday, December 8th, 2015. Good morning, everyone. My name is Langdon Neal. I am Secretary and Commissioner of the Board. Seated to my far right is Mr. Cressy, who is a Commissioner. Our Chairman, Marisol Hernandez, was called out of town on an emergency with a illness in her family. So we will proceed on a truncated version today in recognition of her absence. First item on the agenda is the consideration of the agenda itself. Any additions, deletions, edits? Hearing none, we'll move to the approval of the minutes. We'll ask for approval of the minutes of November 24th.
So moved? Nope.
No? That's December 2nd?
Defer since I wasn't there on December.
No, defer because Commissioner Hernandez could not review them.
She could not review them. Okay. All right. Okay. We will defer the minutes then. We'll move to the Executive Director's report, Mr. Goff.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a couple of items I'd like to let the board members know. First of all, that as you know, we've been trying to have meetings with all of our stakeholders, with people from the disability community, people under Section 203 of the Voting Rights Act, language accessibility. Just to let the board members know that we're going to set up a meeting next week with the Chicago Coalition for the Homeless. Their policy specialist, Naya Kelly, used to work for us in Election Central, and now she's their policy specialist. So she said that she would love to get her supervisors and us together so we can talk about what we can do for the upcoming election. So I think that's a big start. I've been getting a lot of questions from the people with the homeless. So
I remember that one of the first items of business that I worked on here was our rules for homeless voting.
right.
So we've had those rules in place for then 18 years almost. Yeah.
So I'm very pleased about that. We did have, as you know, yesterday we received filings. Staff stayed till 4 o'clock this morning to get everything ready for the services. Staff did an unbelievable job as always. I'd like to thank Mr. Scanlon for overseeing that, Mr. Allen for taking care of all the scanning of the documents and everything. I think it's going to be a quite interesting election time. The other item is that security for the 6th floor, there will be an issue. We may have to hire off-duty police officers. I cannot get a police officer assigned to us during this petition period. So we may be hiring off-duty guys to take care of that. Okay, so I just want the board members to be aware of that. It really will come in play on the weekends. So I have that going on right now.
That'll be a hit to our budget. That's
yes,
unexpected.
Yes, it is. In fact, our budget has already taken a hit. As you know, that we weren't funded for both elections for this year. So I'm still working. Peter's helping me out. We're still working with the budget department to get those additional funds.
Okay.
But I'm not going to let any of that stop what we're doing right now. So
We're still going to hold an election?
We're going to hold an election no matter what. We may have to pay everybody in script, but we're going to hold an election no matter what.
All righty.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
If we could go back on to item 3, the approval of the minutes.
Yes.
Minutes for the meeting of December 2nd. I believe we could take that into consideration.
Yeah, actually, you're actually correct. But do we have them?
Yes, they're in your packet.
Okay. Yes.
They're not.
Yes. These were the minutes that I worked on.
Those are your minutes.
My
yes.
first set of minutes.
That's your first set of minutes.
All righty.
Yes.
if you read them carefully.
Nonetheless, I will
Okay.
move for approval.
All righty, I will second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Commissioner, for getting over that hurdle there. We got the first ones under the wire. Okay, good.
That's all I have from our board members.
Any questions for Mr. Goff? Okay. We'll move to Ms. Bateman. Good morning, Ms. Bateman.
Good morning. I have nothing additional to add from what Mr. Goff has said, just moving along. Objections were filed yesterday, so that process will begin,
Okay.
and everything else is moving along.
Do we have a number of objections? that we filed?
99.
Okay, well, we'll get to that under the legal
Yep.
report.
90. I counted them.
99.
99, right?
And just by way of reference, do you recall in a similar election period where that was? It seems a little higher than 4 years ago.
4 years ago, we had 79 objections.
Okay.
We
Correct on
have,
that, yeah.
we have more objections this time. We have 7 congressional, 6 state senate, 17 state representative objections. And then we have 69 ward committee objections to 58 candidates. So some of them are multiple objections against the same candidate.
Okay.
So we're slightly higher than where we were 4 years ago.
Kept it
Okay.
below 100.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, at least you kept it below 100.
Yes. Thankfully so.
Yes, yes, yes. And so while we're on the subject,
Go right ahead.
we will be assigning these to, or making tentative assignments to hearing officers today and tomorrow, and we'll then make sure that the hearing officers receive the files to which they have been assigned. We'll ask them to first notify us of any potential conflicts so we can reassign cases if necessary. Tentatively, the board would meet on next Monday, December 14th at 9 a.m. To call the cases, to assign the cases to the hearing officers formally, to adopt the rules of procedure. And I should say at this point, what we've done is today, the staff will be making service on all the candidates and the objectors of the copy of the call and copies of the objections. We'll also include a copy of the proposed rules of procedure, which have been under consideration for the past several board meetings. We did prepare and are going to send a copy of those rules out with the call. So the parties will have a copy of that in advance of the hearings to begin on December 14th. Copies are also posted on the board's website. Tentatively, I think that we're going to start the hearings before the hearing officers on the afternoon of the 14th, probably looking somewhere about 1 or 1:30. And I think that the state board is going to have their hearings in the morning. The county are going to have their hearings on the next day, the following Tuesday, December 15th. So hopefully, we've scheduled these so the attorneys who regularly practice before the board will be able to cover all their bases. So that's where we are at this point in time, as far as the objections that were filed yesterday.
So when could we expect maybe the first electoral board meeting, the week of the 21st?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And those would probably be matters where candidates withdraw,
Defaults.
objections withdraw, defaults. So, yes. We have a board meeting, a regular board meeting scheduled for the 22nd.
Okay.
And I would suggest that in tandem with that board, that we also schedule an electoral board meeting for that day.
All right. That work for you?
Works for me.
Okay, great. All righty. Anything else for Mr. Scanlon? All right, we'll move to Mr. Allen. Good morning.
Secretary.
Thank you.
Commissioner. One of the big items that we have for this next election, as you know, will be the implementation of election day registration at all 2,000 precincts. Along those lines, that's going to affect our mailing because we're going to try to push more vote by mail to keep the voters out of the polling place and minimize the traffic on election day. But also we're working on different signage and materials. The judges of election job, which grows ever more difficult, challenging, will now have 3 different types of ID requirements, identification requirements. 0 if the voter is basically already in the books and their signature matches. 1 if they need to complete a registration because they mailed it in without corresponding social security number or driver's license. And 2 forms if they're registering for the first time. So both on the website and in the polling place, we're working on signage and a web page in all languages on that subject. And we're also working with community services on a hand leaflet in all 4 languages that lists all the acceptable identifications, everything from a lease to firearm owner identification card to a utility bill, and we've got examples with logos on it now. So we've tried to adopt some practices from states like Minnesota that have already had same-day registration. We'll have the bid opening on the mass mailing for the canvas/election notice/vote by mail application on Friday, and hopefully, if everything goes as planned, we'll have an acceptable bidder to recommend to you for consideration, perhaps at a follow-up meeting on Monday. So if we can not only have an electoral board meeting Monday, but also a brief meeting to accept, assuming we have an acceptable bid, I'd appreciate that greatly so we can get that project going. Lastly, as Mr. Scanlon referenced, we were here late last night with the Electoral Board. I want to thank Dawn Navarro's staff, and specifically Mario Garcia, who was very helpful in helping me prepare proof and scan in these documents so that we can have them on the website this morning. And that's it.
Good. All righty, thank you, Mr. Allen. We'll move to old business. Any item there that we want to highlight? The infrastructure projects and changes in election administration, we usually put that on hold during election season. We had a report on the electronic poll books at last meeting. Is there anything new to discuss there, Kelly?
There is nothing new.
Okay, and that's
Moving
good news. We should be getting excuse me.
I'm sorry.
Pipe down. Now I've lost my train of thought. Oh, we should be receiving the electronic poll books in. Is that right?
Yes, the delivery schedule, because we just signed the contract, they had not moved forward, obviously, with, they
Right.
quasi-ordered. But we should get the delivery schedule by the end of this week. So they'll be coming in lots, so like 500 at a time. And the warehouse, we had a meeting with the warehouse yesterday. We will do the acceptance testing as we get the equipment in.
Okay.
They are also going to take the old equipment when the new equipment is delivered.
Okay.
So we are receiving the MiFi jetpacks from Verizon. Train the Trainer is next week for the individuals who will be training the election judges. So that's next Tuesday and Wednesday.
Okay.
So the equipment is being prepared this week for the Train the Trainer segments. And then training for the election coordinators start in January.
So we'll explain a little bit how we do that acceptance testing.
They get the equipment in, and then ES&S has, it's not pre-lat.
Okay,
It's
not
just,
pre-lat.
it's making sure the equipment works as it's supposed to. So
Okay.
they get it in, and then they test it. And they have a script, ES&S has a script of exactly
Okay.
what it is. And that's even like setting the time, the date, just running through a script of what is required for
Okay, and
acceptance testing.
then it'll go through pre-lat?
Then it'll go through pre-lat,
Pre-lat.
in and around mid-February, we'll start
Okay.
pre-lat. for the poll books.
Okay.
But the acceptance testing is really just to make sure that the tablets work, the MiFis work. They'll marry the MiFis to the tablets at that point.
Okay.
You know, just a prelude to the pre-lab.
And so between that acceptance clearance, then they'll go out actually to the training sites for training the trainers?
Train the trainers next week. So we're only using 20 tablets for the train the trainer.
And we have those.
And we have those.
Yeah.
Oh, we have those
We have
already
Sorry,
in,
sorry.
okay.
Yes, when we did the September test, we had 200 tablets from ES&S.
All right.
So we held those. So we have 200 tablets at our warehouse. So that's what we'll use for the training segment, because Audra needs, I believe, 150 tablets for the training purposes, because it will be hands-on at the training. So the judges will actually use, and the election coordinators will use the tablets.
Okay.
So we have, yes, we do have the equipment for the training sessions, but we honestly, we hope to start getting in the equipment in a couple weeks.
Maybe at the next board meeting, we can take a look at one.
Absolutely.
I would like to see that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the equipment that you have for the training sessions, that
Yes.
is the equipment that will be used,
Absolutely.
it's the new equipment.
Identical.
Excellent. And if you could inform me when the trainer sessions are, I'd like to sit in on one or two.
It's Tuesday, December 15th, Wednesday, December 16th at the warehouse. And I will get the times for you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Okay, thank you. Voting equipment, nothing new there, okay. Legislation, anything from a legislative standpoint?
Nothing to
Okay.
report.
And we're not going to consider the draft electoral rules at this point?
Unless the commissioners have any questions, comments.
We'll continue that till the next meeting.
Okay, that'll be fine. We'll continue that till the chairman is present. New business, proposed rules for public participation at board meetings. I think we're going to continue that
Continue
also
that, Chairman.
Until the chairman.
till the chairman
Okay.
comes back, okay? Okay, so now we'll move to item B, contract for Pelican printing for labels.
Yes. I have in your board package, there's two purchase orders. One for the amount of $9,989.42. That's for poll book, tablet labels, security labels, return labels for the outside boxes, and labels for the jetpack. The other purchase order in the amount of $6,267.33 is for seals, also for broken and unused seals for sealing up the bags for the primary election, daisy chain labels for all the different cords that we'll be using. So it's basically printing of security labels for the upcoming election, and it has to do with the electronic poll books.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Goff?
No, those appear reasonable.
Okay, and Pelican is currently a vendor of ours.
Yes,
Who
they
does
are.
printing work for
Yes,
us.
they
Okay, so, fine. Is there a motion to approve the two purchase orders for Pelican Printing Company, one for $9,989.42, and one for $6,267.33, all for various labels in connection with election equipment?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Cressy. I'll second. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
That'll be the order. Legal status report. Mr. Scanlon, anything else for us today?
Well, I reported on the Electoral Board and the objection filings yesterday. Also mentioned that on last Friday, we filed an answer in the Segovia versus Board of Election Commissioners case, and I provided the commissioners with a copy of the answer that was filed. And other than that, I have nothing additional to report at this time.
Okay. Anything else for Mr. Scanlon? All righty. We do not have a financial report, and nor do we have a need for an executive session. So at this time, I will open the floor to anyone who wants to make a public comment section. Anyone want to speak to us today? Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted for clarification for the executive director's report. I'm not sure I heard this right. He said you needed extra security for the sixth floor.
Sixth floor.
Sixth floor of this building.
Yes.
I was wondering. Thank you.
Yes.
You're welcome.
All right.
You're
And
welcome.
can we just get your name so we have it on the record?
Adrian Wright.
Thank you, Ms. Wright. All righty. All right, if there are no other comments for us today, I will accept a motion to recess or adjourn until our next regular scheduled meeting, which will be Monday, December 14th at 9 a.m.
So moved.
I'll second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Stand adjourned. Thank you.